When someone tells me that I am a member of their religion, it validates my own. Hey guys, it's John here in my living room enjoying a beautiful, beautiful day outside. It's in the mid 60s and beautiful and bright and sunny. And I'm in my living room enjoying a wonderful mug of apple cider. I will be going outside in just a few moments to enjoy that outside, but a little too bright out there to play with cameras out there. And the wind is blowing pretty good, so I don't have to deal with any sound issues if I stay in my living room. So I wanted to hop on and talk about this idea, this conundrum, this conflict of ideas that I just put up on the beginning of this video. I am always so grateful when someone says, "Oh, John, you're a pantheist," or "Oh, John, you believe what Buddha said," or "Oh, John, you're a Taoist. That's what you are." People will often try to label me into their religion or ideology, depending on if you're Buddhist or not. But people will often say, "John, you believe exactly as I do," right? To me, that's the greatest validation, because people don't realize I hear people tell me every day that I am a blankety blank definition of spirituality. But they're never the same. They're never the same. I have people tell me all across the board that I am a this, I am a this. John, you are a blank, you are a blank, you are a blank, you are a blank. The fact is I'm none of them, and I'm all of them. I find truth in all of them. I find universal truths in all of them. I believe that God is too big and too beautiful and too simple to be held by any one religion's ideology or school of thought. I believe God is much, much, much more. I think God is everything. I find truth in Marvel films. I find truth in Shakespeare. I find truth in Mark Twain. I find truth in the words of my son. I find truth everywhere. And I express it in these videos. I talk about those moments. I reference Shakespeare. I do Yoda voices goofily, but just specifically to deliver that line, because that line, do or do not, there is no try, named must your fears be, before banish them you can. Those lines are a truth to me. When I hear them, they support my truth, right? I'm not a pantheist. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. But I'm all of them. Gandhi said when they asked him about religion, he said, "I am a Christian, I am a Muslim, and I am a Hindu." He started listing all the religions, saying that he's all of them. He was literally saying that we're all in this one thing together. We all have one source, God consciousness, that we're all going back to at some point. And he was literally declaring himself to be above a religion. And a better word would probably be beyond religion, because I think the hierarchy concept kind of negates the argument. But I think it's literally understanding that God is in all of it. God is universal. God is in the oneness, and the majority of the world believes in a oneness ideology. Someone this morning sent me a message saying, oneness is central to Catholicism. Well, it can't be, because there's no hierarchy in a oneness, which means you can't have a Messiah, which means Christianity can't be a oneness religion, because they are delineating that you are, less than Jesus. And so that in itself negates any concept of oneness that it could possibly have. But the majority of the world believes in oneness. The majority of the world believes in oneness. So many other religions believe in this oneness. And when you look at the constructs of oneness, then you can't be any one religion if you believe in oneness, because you start to look at the world from the perspective of it's all one anyway. So now I start to actually open my eyes to truth, finding my personal truth. So I read the Bhagavad Gita, I find truth there. I read the Quran, I find truth there. I read Eckhart Tolle, I find truth there. In all of them, I also find the mind of man adding constructs that make it more complicated. I listened to something from Eckhart Tolle this morning talking about the interdimensionality of spirit. And I was like, that makes absolutely no sense to me, because it's too complex. I think it's so far more beautiful, more simple, and so more present and found in everything. And when I look at people delineating the 5D, that sort of situation, the various aspects, I think the second you lock yourself onto a railroad track of one ideology, you miss the beauty of all the other vistas that you see from the other trains. And so it's a matter of stepping back, coming above, and looking at all of the train tracks, right? And seeing the beauty in the pattern the tracks make, seeing the beauty in all of the vistas that you can see if you explore any one of them. But it's a matter of coming back up to this space and going, I am seeing the beauty of God in all of these railways. But if I lock myself onto one train track, I'm only going to see the one view that track is laid down to show us. But when you step back and you look at it all, you see the beauty of oneness with everything. So am I a pantheist? Am I a Christian? Am I a Muslim? Am I a Hindu? Yes and no. And when it comes down to being defined, to me, that's a limitation. You try to push me into a cage of a singular belief, and I can open the door and fly. You try to push me into a train car of one singular belief, I'm going to jump out the skylight because I don't believe in those ideologies as complete. When they asked the Christians who left the churches why they left, the number one answer in both of the studies, both the Baptist study and the Catholic study, the number one answer they found when they left was freedom. When you're in one ideology, you are not free to explore the others. When you break free of the ideologies and you explore the others, you find beauty in all of them. And when you come back to the idea that spirituality is your personal journey, and you get to jump on whatever train you want, or you get to have a pass that lets you jump from train to train to train to find that beauty, find that loving, explore that little design, that go see that vista, come back and catch the next train back on a different vista, different train. You have that ability to create that outcome. You have the ability to see a broader God. And none of it's important until you actually take what you've learned and bring it into the present moment and act upon it. Come back to the present moment. Find the love in all of them, but come back to this moment and be loving. Find the oneness in all of them, but come back to this moment and treat the world as one. Live in this present moment with the belief of oneness and of inclusivity. But I am totally honored when someone tells me that I'm a part of their religion, because it just means I've kind of accepted or kind of understood their religion. It doesn't mean that I am one. That means I found a particular truth in theirs, right? Or a lot of times I'll find that truth somewhere else, and they'll read it as in theirs, because it was a universal truth. It's found everywhere. Love is found everywhere. Thoughts being creative, found everywhere. It's one of those things that we, to be kind, to treat the golden rule. The golden rule is found in all of them. You treat people the way you want to be treated, right? That kind of ideology is in all of them. It's not one particular idea that owns that. It's all of them. And so when you find that all of them moment, then you find all of them living into that expression of love and compassion and thoughts creating, you're not just one, you're all of them. It's only when you start getting the dogmas and the doctrines and the rituals that say you have to do it this way, and you have to believe this one thing, and you have to do this, you have to do that. Anytime they say you have to, I'm out the back door. I'm jumping out the back of the train. I'm not going to make a caboose of myself. So that's my thought on this. And you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.